What's going on, paisanos? V here, coming at you with another market watch today. Guys, Dolces just don't know how to go down in value. I mean, realistically, reprint value, I should really say, because the cards are going down in the market value, but they're not being reprinted yet, and henceforth, the values of these cards are just not going down in value. Before again, guys, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, comment down below, let me know what you guys think about some of these cards, and what are you playing? The common question of the day is, what are you playing during the regular TCG meta? Obviously, you have World Celebration coming up, and you're going to have your World Celebration deck for a day, but realistically, what are you playing for the rest of this meta? And I know I asked a question on my community tab a while ago and got a bunch of responses. I just want to see what you guys say in the comments down below. For me personally, I really don't know. I still want to play my Ultra Geist. I still love the Geist. I still think Geist is a good meta deck. And I think the Thunder Dragon variant, I mean Pure Thunder Dragon, is really good as well. I really personally don't know what to play for this meta. I would love to know what you guys do. Maybe give me some inspiration, ideas. So once again, comment them down below. But yeah, looking back at Madolche's, guys, Madolche values are kind of going down a little bit in the market, but realistically not. With no announcements of any reprints from Dolces, they're going to maintain being a high valued deck. But the weird thing about them is, I personally, if I had them right now in my hand, I would sell them, because I do think the reprints of these cards are going to be coming soon. Looking at putting Set Chocolate out of mode from Cross Souls, having a $35 market price, we're seeing the card roughly around $29. For Unlimiteds, first version could be running around $32. You can see already the market is just going down for this card. Madolche Magiline, having a $19 market price, has $18 for its unlimited price point. First versions of roughly around $20. For super rare Magilines, came out Return of the Duelist. Like, I understand Konami's making a lot of great reprints, but that is not done. They have so many more to do. A lot more to do. Look at other cards like Tiramisu with an $18 price point. We're seeing it stabilize roughly around $18 for OT Tiramisu's. And looking at the first edition versions, well, that's where things get a little weird. First edition version of Tiramisu is going to be coming in roughly around $26, almost near $27. After that one's gone, it's going to be going roughly around $30 for Ultimate Tiramisu. Once again, I feel like there's so many deck cores that are expensive that just need to get reprinted to go back down in value. And when I do, I personally have to go in and buy the original prints. I personally have to go in and buy the max rarity. But we can't even look at the max rarity of these decks right here, because this costs as much as a meta deck nowadays. This is kind of weird what's going on with Madolches. Next, Dark Neostorm. Now, we're looking at Sign Up Mining and seeing the price point be almost at $35 in the market price, but we're already seeing it kind of go down a little bit in value. It's definitely stabilized. The jump from like $20 for Sign Up Mining used to be, I think it was like 22 to where it is now 35 is the tilt point. And Sign Up Mining has two options: stabilize or drop in value, because nobody's gonna be playing this card realistically. You're gonna have some Salamangre players still playing around the meta, but for the most part, we're not going to see Maritas play Sign Up Mining yet, because Maritas isn't meta yet. It's not meta until October. So what are we going to do? Are we going to get Sign Up Mining now, 35s? Are we going to wait for it to go drop in value? I would love to know what you guys think about this card. And are you looking to also play Marine Cess? And then we have No Material, a price point of $26, and we're seeing it roughly around 25s. And even though I think this card is going to be a side deck card due to the fact that the meta is calling for this card to be needed, I don't know if it's going to be stabilizing price point, as we see already. It's already looking to drop down in value, and it's a good card, but I don't know. It's a weird thing happening with No Material, because, like, this should be a side deck card, but does anyone want to pay $25 for a side deck card? It's kind of a weird situation right now with this card. It's only good against combo decks. You're not going to play No Material against, like, Guru Control. You're not going to play No Material against not many decks in the meta besides, like, heavy combo decks. Then we have Dingirsu, obviously going down in value. Market price is under $20, and we see the actual price point being roughly around $18. With the Ultimate Red Dingirsu coming out in about 13 days, there's no question as far as whether or not to get Dingirsu now or wait. Also, Orcas, I still think our Orcas can be meta, but we don't know. We don't have like a version of Orcas that is meta right now. And being the fact that we don't have a 100% staple tier 1 Orcas deck as a general rule, nobody's really buying into Dingirsus. Nobody's holding Dingirsus, and the value of this card is dropping down. And then we have Brotor, a card which everyone kind of needs. A card which had a price point of roughly around $8 a couple of months ago is now up to $15. Crusader Aeromax stabilizing roughly around $14. Ghost System book, Spooky Dogwood is around $12. This card really tanked heavily. And then we have Ib World Chest, just a card. And it's a card I heavily recommend you guys go and grab one if you're looking to play any of that Dragon Spit variants that's going to be running around soon. Moving forward, guys, looking at Rising Rampage. Apollousa, above the Goddess. It looks like, as it appears, the price point of this card is stabilized at roughly around $350. Now, let me emphasize one thing real quickly, guys. We're gonna have Locals this weekend. We're gonna have Locals next weekend. People are still gonna be buying Rising Rampage First Edition. It's gonna be happening. People are still gonna be buying this. People are still gonna be playing the lottery. I don't recommend it, but people are still gonna be doing it. It's just gonna happen. So here's the question: will this card stabilize in price point? My assumption is I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to continue to drop down in value. Even though the card's higher than its current market price of $338, I do think you players can be buying this, cracking Apollousa, and throwing it on the market, and the value will continue to decline. Will it stay low? No, it's going to probably go up afterwards, but it's definitely going to start going lower in value. By the way, weird thing, there's only 11 prices listed on TCG Player, meaning that the market right now for Apollousa Ball the Goddess, Prismatic, is pretty open right now for anyone who pulls it and lists it. They're going to make money. You're going to make $350 in a $4 pack if you was to play that lottery and win. Then we have other cards like Wind Charm of Verdant. I think this card's going down in value. It's not seeing any kind of meta play. It just doesn't need to hold this high value. We have Marine Says Seahorse, $183, higher than its $150 market price. Another card which, why would you get this now? Or would you get this now in preparation for Marine Says, which is a huge gamble because even though October is a set Marine Says becomes meta relevant in, October is a set in which we have, I don't know, a ban list coming out. So it's really weird to see what happens with Marine Says. Then we have Storm Dragon Return, which is roughly a $70 Prismatic Secret Rare. It's not seeing any play at all for the most part. Other cards like regular Apollousa Bow, the Gods are stabilizing roughly around $53. Marine Says Core Anemone is about $31. Get Out! It's roughly around $14. I think it's still an amazing card. Marine Says Marbled Rock is also around $10. Another great card. That's really cheap actually. And then of course you got regular Seahorse stabilizing roughly around $10 for an ultra rare from the set, which is once again pretty crazy. Rising Rampage was everyone was saying how bad of a set it was, but arguably it has the most value of all the previous sets. Now of course it has to do with Prismatic Secret Rares. Obviously, I'm not going to deny that. But nevertheless, that doesn't mean that the set does not have more value than the previous sets. You can play this going crazy saying Rising Rampage was just a dead set. Kind of looking a little bit silly. Kind of looking a little bit wrong. And you know what? If Rising Rampage didn't have Prismatic Secret Rares, it'd be the opposite. They'd be 1,000% right. And they would obviously be like, see guys, I told you, the set's not valued. But because Konami kind of realized the set wasn't good, they're like, we'll just add a new rarity. Well, kind of the same rarity, but with new kind of foiling process, Prismatic Secret, throw it out there, and that's what we have here right now. Moving forward, Borosaur Dragon is doing a weird thing. Now, this is the Battles of Legends Heroes event secret rare version of Borosaur Dragon. Price point is under $42. Name and first edition is roughly around, I'm going to say $44, which is a little bit higher than its current market price, obviously. But let's look at all versions. Let's look at the other version of Borosaur Dragon from Cybernetic Horizon with a $41 market price. What's going on with that? Lightly Play Unlimited is $43. That means the Unlimited version and the Secret version from Battles of Legends, a reprint, but Secret Rare still, is exactly the same price point. Unlike Skystriker and Gage, which both values is kind of tanked in value, they're about 18 to 20s, looking at Borosaur, they're holding roughly around the same price point for first edition, reprint, and Unlimited. Now, if you want a first edition Borosaur Dragon, if you are looking to pay just to go in and buy Borosaur Dragon, you pay a couple of dollars more. For first edition near mint versions, you're gonna get it roughly around $50. So basically, you're gonna pay like anywhere from like $5 to $6. You'll get yourself a first edition Borosaur Dragon, depending if you want that. Original print, by the way. Moving forward, Dangers. Now, in about, I don't know, the end of the month, Tsuchinoko's price point is going to become null. It's gonna tank for the secret version of Tsuchinoko, being the fact that we're gonna get the Prismatic Secret Rare version of Dangerous Tsuchinoko. Looking at current price point of this card, it's $34. Lightly played first edition versions are $36. I'm telling everybody right now, if you have Tsuchinoko and you're not looking to play in any events for the month of August, sell them. Sell them fast. Sell all the Dangers. Maybe keep some ones that we don't know that are going to get reprinted. We'll be getting a list soon, a spoiler, of the Megatints. But I would sell Dangerous Tsuchinoko and the rest of the Dangers, being the fact that all these values are just going to go down. Camp Striker Levine is another card at $34 in value. The market price shown to be almost near $35. Another card which is a great reprint target for the Megatints. I don't know whether to hold this one or not, personally speaking. I'm personally looking to play. I might go to UDS. I might go to regionals. So I don't have no reason to sell my cards, basically. But if I wasn't doing these events, I don't know. I probably would sell my Counter-Strike and Lemonias. What would you do in my situation? Or what would you do in your situation if you have these cards? Or if you don't have these cards, would you still sell them? Or would you wait for the reprints? We also have Traptrek coming out with a market price of $30. And it's a little bit under, about 28. Another great reprint target. Dungeon Dragon Colossus, doesn't matter. We have the ultimate version we'll talk about later on in this video. And the rest of the Dungeon Dragons are just going up in value, obviously, because they're seeing play. But once again, these are Megaton reprints. That is something I really want to emphasize. This is a Megaton reprint. So are you going to hold a Megaton reprint? Saying, hey, it's original print, first edition, or you're gonna sell it and go, I'll just wait for the Megaton to come out, and I'll just go into that one. Looking at the Dragon Dark, the card has a $14 market price. We're seeing it almost at $17 in the market. This card was holding roughly around 8 or 9 before the ban list. Looking at other cards like the Dragon Raw being around $7 in the market price, we're seeing it stabilize. Then you got Danger Thunderbird, another card that's roughly around $5. Not seeing much play for Danger. Some players are starting to play that in their decks, and we're in a situation right now where there's almost no wrong answer with Danger. You can run like Thunderbirds. We're seeing Bigfoot see play. We're seeing a bunch of one-up danger monsters go in a lot of decks, so you can play to figure out what works and what doesn't work. Then we have Thunder Dragon Titan. And if you're looking to play in World Celebration and you're looking to play Thunder Dragons, you need 3 Titans because we have 1 Colossus for World Celebration if you went by the world's ban list. You have Thunder Dragon Hawk, which is actually like around $2. Kind of went low in value. If you're looking to play Orcus, now's a great time to buy your Orchestrated Return. It's like $1 for Orchestrated Return for Secret Rare. It's a great time to buy that card. And another card I think that's really good is Condemned Witch, but that's me talking about this card because I think this card's amazing. Hopefully this card does not get a reprint in the Megatons. If it doesn't, I think the value will go up, but nobody will really realize it until it's too late. So keep an eye on Condemned Witch. Moving forward, OT Thunder Dragon Colossus, $37 market price, and let's take a look at it real quickly. Okay, so we got a play set over here for 35s, then another one for 35s, and then, oh, look at that, it's almost near $39. The value of Thunder Dragon Colossus from OTS Tournament Pack 10 is going to go up, in my opinion, and the reason is very simple. We're going to be moving forward into OTS Tournament Pack 11, so no stores will have OTS Tournament Pack 10. In fact, I'm pretty sure Konami sent the last OTS Tournament Pack 10 to all remaining stores. And it wasn't much, by the way. So looking at Thunder Dragon Colossus, I do think that this card, even though it's a great card, might go up in value, not because it will see much meta play, but because it'll be a card to find. Oh yeah, and it kind of will see a little bit of meta play, I think, after everything stabilizes. Pure Thunder Dragons in the OCG is doing a lot of plays right now, and I think if that was to circulate over to here with the TCG, with us having Thunder Dragons basically unlocked, I think Thunder Dragons is definitely going to be a meta deck, so keep an eye on this deck. Also, Vanity's Fiend, Tournament Pack, OTS Tournament Pack 1, Ultimate Rare has a $26 market price, and it's kind of going up a little bit in value. You got 127, then it's 28, then it quickly goes roughly around $29 for OT Vanity's Fiend. What's the best way to stop a combo deck? Bring out a Vanity's Fiend. Most decks don't have an answer for them. Like look at all the OT, heavy combo decks. Most of them just look at Vanity's Fiend and go, game 2. That's what they say because they don't really have an answer for that. And I think decks out there, like if you're looking to play like Burning Abyss, you can easily play Vanity's Fiend in main deck, bring this card out against them, and that's it for them. They're gonna look at their hand, they're gonna shuffle their hand some more, they're gonna look at their hand, they're gonna shuffle their hand some more, and they're gonna go to game 2. It'll be a quick game win you're gonna have. So I think this is a really good card. And moving forward in the meta we're currently looking to be a heavy combo meta. Vanity's Fiend is pretty good. Up next, Game of Seal the Sea Turtle Kaiju. With almost near it's $6.50 market price, we're seeing prices go roughly around $5 for this card. That's really good for Game of Seals. I like to, so it's either Secret Rare or Super Rare Game of Seals. I personally like Super Rares. I don't own any of these. I think these are really good. But Secret Rares look nice, but I just like Super Rares more. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you guys think that, or you guys think the opposite way. I always get Yu-Gi-Oh players saying that either or in my shop, and it's just weird to see. Anyway, now looking at Game of Seals, I still think this card's a needed card. I think you need to hold Game of Seals. Whether or not Ice Strikers are going to show any meta relevance, we're still going to hold decks. They're going to have these kind of like one main monster type of decks. That's just really good. And Game of Seals and other kaijus are still going to be needed. If you don't have a place at each kaiju, you're just doing it wrong. You need to hold these up and until you play against any kind of future decks in the meta. You know, like Marine says, the deck that kind of brings out their boss monster with 3 links in the back row, you just Game of Seal them. You go, oh, water? We're doing water? Okay, here, hold this real quickly. And then you murder their face. That's probably one of the best ways to break out of that kind of board. That can happen to us in the future. Up next, Mass Hero Dark Lord, OTS Tournament Pack 1, of course, $78 market price, and Dark Lord's coming in roughly around almost near $90 in the market. Dark Lord's not going down in value, and the reason is simple. Hero players won't let it. That's it. It's not seeing any play, is it? I've not seen heroes play any kind of meta play at my locals or looking at on Facebook deck profiles or online. Though I will say with the new support in heroes, they are a deck you still have to look out for, you still have to respect, and you still have to make sure that this deck does not kill you. Because Dark Lord gets first turn against a lot of these decks, including these crazy combo heavy decks. It's pretty much deadly, and I don't know if Yu-Gi-Oh players are ready for this kind of card, or mentally as they working in a deck, working on ways to stop this card, because it can mess you up. But realistically, right now, hero players, hero decks have not been winning almost anything that I can see. Comment down below if you think heroes have a chance in the future meta. Up next, Inzektor Gigamantis. Let's talk about bugs for a second. Inzektor Gigamantis Ultimate Rare from Order of Chaos is about $4 in the market price. Looking at regular versions, like you play Unlimited, it's about 7, almost near 8. It's pretty good. First edition version, sure. A name and first edition version is $17 for Inzektor Gigamantis. We're not done yet. That's only one card. Let's look over to Inzektor Sword Zcalibur, Ultimate Rare. Once again, Order of Chaos, $5 market price. Unlimited versions are 6, versions are 7s, and then it quickly just drops. Like with the price point within a couple of buys, quickly drops to almost at $21 at the bottom of the page, which is a very short page 1, by the way. Yeah, Inzektors. Value? I don't know. You let me know. But let's talk about Kakuna Ultra Evolution, which came, a couple of reasons. 1, bugs, insects, sure. 2, this came out of Legendary Duelist HM Millennium, a set of which is anything that's Legendary Duelist are just hard sets to like really get cards from. And up until what was it, Card Demise, most cards was not getting reprinted in Legendary Duelist sets. But looking at Kakuna Ultra Evolution with a $24 market price, by the way, this card's like 6 to 8s. And I was like, this card's going down in value. I'm gonna buy it, but I'm gonna wait. Yeah, no, the card's currently $24 in the market price. Looking over here, it's just about bought out. $35. After that, when playset's gone, it's still about $35 and $36. There's only like 5 listings on TCG Player from Kakuna Ultra Evolution. This card has spiked heavily in value. A set in which the main card is really like Agent Gear Fusions or Crystal Bond, Millennium Magic Strict. Kakuna Ultra Evolution is just another money card in Legendary Duelist HM Millennium. And here's a weird question to ask: is other Legendary Duelist sets gonna have this kind of value? Because we know with Legendary Duelist HM Millennium, it's pure value. Other Legendary Duelist set has like 1 or 2 cards that has value, but as we move forward and move away from these sets, are they gonna have increased value? Or Legendary Duelist sets actually worth it? Because we're seeing some kind of meta play with some of these cards, but not really any like main meta play, competitive play, mostly for casual, but they're money. Also, collectors are looking at these Legendary Duelist sets and they're snagging up all these cards and rising the prices. So I want to know, what do you think? Is Legendary Duelist sets worth it? I'm in this weird situation. Like, I kind of want to get the Harpy one because it's dirt cheap right now. 1, 2, because I love Harpies and I have the deck. But 3, is it worth it for value in the long term? It has train stuff. Moving forward, Saryuja Skulldread, a card which had a low price point of roughly around $18. Now looking at 2018 versions, it's almost at $25, matching its market price. Looking at the Extreme Force, is about $23, and we're seeing it almost near $26 on the market for Saryuja Skulldread. And a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are back and forth, whether on 1 or 2 of these in their combo-heavy Dragon variant decks. And I don't think there's no wrong answer. This card's insanely busted. This card should have been hitting the ban list, but the reason it's not because we're getting a reprint of this card, ultra rare, in that set that has alternate art hand trap, so that's going to be a thing. Moving forward, Trickster Corbane, a card that had a price point of roughly around, what, $12 stabilized price point? We're seeing the market over here show up roughly around $10. Looking at Corbane, its actual price point is $6. It just went back down to its price point where it was before the spike for Trickster Corbane. And the reason is simple. Orcus players, you tell everybody. Orcus just doesn't know what they're doing right now, and I do feel like Orcus, once again, is still a meta deck. I really want to emphasize that, because if you play in your local, see your Orcus player, you really got to respect that deck, because he will light you up if you don't respect that deck. But I don't know, Orcus obviously doesn't have as much flurry as it used to have with Rusty Bardiche, but is it still meta relevant? It's really hard to tell, to be honest with you right now. You know what else is crazy though? Pendulum Core. Pendulum Core has $11 market price from Pendulum Evolutions to Super Rare version. First edition versions are going on TCG Player for roughly around $10 to almost at $12 for this card. Now that's for the Super Rare version. For common Pendulum Core, oh, that's almost about $7, higher than its $5 market price. I love Pendulums more than the next guy. I guarantee you. I have the deck. I have different variants. It's a really fun deck to play. But is it worth it having Pendulum Core and at this high value? I don't see the merit in it being at such a high price point for Pendulum Core or Pendulum in general. Looking at other Pendulum cards, they really have not spiked in value besides Odd Eyes. But okay, look at that. Supreme King Dragon Dark Worm. It has an $8 market price, and it's kind of just stable. It's just sitting there at $8. I know it used to be like a $5 card, but with the bans it went up to $8, and it just stood there. It didn't really change. Unlike Pendulum Core, which it would just slowly spike up in value up to its $11 price point. And once again, the rest of the Pendulum cards are not that expensive. Mythical Beast Master Cerberus used to be the money card as well, being roughly around $11, $12, but we know it's getting a reprint, so the value of Cerberus is going down in value. Jackal's going down in value. All these other pendulums are kind of going down in value, except like once again, Odd Eyes and a couple of other cards. Pendulums became like Pendulums at this point is almost a budget deck. Besides, like, you know, the extra deck, which is pretty expensive. It's gotten expensive. Though I will say with Dual Power releasing, making what is it, Bane, I believe, easy to do. You can do the Guard Dragon combo with Bane, and Odd is more of a tech choice for the deck. And there's other cheaper versions of Odd as well. So you can build a budget version of Pendulums and still play a meta competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! You can absolutely do that. It's just, I don't know, it's just very weird to see these price points for certain. That's the thing with like Yu-Gi-Oh! Everyone goes, we want cheap decks, and the market, Konami goes, okay, fine, we'll reprint all these cards, and then the cards that were cheap just go up in value, like Pendulum Core, which were like $5. Cosmo Watch. I always have to bring up Cosmos every now and then, because I do think Cosmos is a great deck and has great potential to see meta play in the future of this game. Absolutely. Look at Cosmo Dr. Destroy. It used to be around $20. Market price is card roughly around $18. We're seeing it actually below $17 in the market. Cosmojo, another card that's around $9, is a little under its $10 market price. And the rest of the Cosmo cards are slowly going down in value. Keep an eye on Cosmos, because I do think Destroy is going to hit about $10 eventually, and we should slowly run in and grab this card up, because whenever Konami makes a set, you always have to ask yourself, is this help out Cosmos? Because this is a really good deck still. A lot of decks don't really have an answer, and one of the very few answers is something like a Kaiju, which we know Yu-Gi-Oh! Players aren't playing, as more of them are listing cards like, you know, Game of Steel up on the marketplace. So keep an eye out for Cosmos, because this deck can really catch people off guard. You know, non-targetable, beat stick monsters, 3K bodies, pop-up monster when it hits the field. Pretty good. Searchable, really good. So, seriously, Cosmos is a real deck coming up soon. I just don't know when, but I think it's inevitable that they're going to see meta play. Another card is Fossil Dick from OTS Tournament Pack 7. Not long ago, this card came out. Market price is roughly around $5, and we're seeing it stabilize and not go up a little bit higher from its $5 market price. There's not many listed on page 1, and there's only 3 pages listed on TCG Player for Fossil Dig. The reason I want to point this card out is the Dragon Spit variant right now is playing dinosaurs. It's playing it in Dragon Spit right now, and Fossil Dig is a 3-up in that deck. And the highest version of Fossil Dig, rarity-wise, is either Super Rares or the color runs like purple, green, all that stuff. The Duelist League promo versions. They vary in price point though, like Unlimited around $5.50, and they just vary all over the place. So it depends which version of Fossil Dick you want. But nevertheless, I do think this card is a card you're gonna want to grab and hold on to, because I do think this card's value is gonna increase as you know, dinosaur variants just do good in the future. Right now, currently it's Dragon Spit, but it could be something else in the future as well. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching my video. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Hit the like button, comment down below, and it's your boy V, and you paisanos have a great day.